welcome to my channel. It's Nelly TV. Today I'm gonna be talking to you guys about my experience at esthetician school and also just being an esthetician in general and stuff like that. Okay, so question: what made me wanted to be an esthetician? I've been wanting to be an esthetician since I was younger because I always had skin problems, and really I just wanted to know like the secrets on how to get my skin clear, and it just motivated me. Well, like if I could get my skin clear, like I want to make everybody else's skin clear. Like, you got problems, let me fix that for you, okay? In February 2020, I had started aesthetic school. Aesthetic school out here in North Carolina is only 6 months and they only require 600 hours. So the city that I live in, they only have 2 aesthetic schools. So like it's really like not a lot of choices. One school had okay reviews and one school had really good reviews, and I went to the good school, and I'm so glad I didn't go to the okay school because it wasn't teaching you everything, and they definitely don't prepare their students to take the written tests and stuff like that. Yeah, so like when I was first starting aesthetic school and stuff like that, like my people didn't support me or nothing like that. They were like, why you want to do that and this and that, like what is that, what's an esthetician and stuff like that. But I didn't care what nobody say. Like I'm gonna just go do it. I don't care if it's on the other side of the town. I'm finna go do this because this is what I want to do. Like my plan been to go to esthetician school since I was younger. So for my school, we had to pay out of pocket, but paying out of pocket for me was so worth it because I know a lot of more stuff. I know too much stuff. I know how to do too much stuff than what the other school doesn't offer. So I'm glad I had to pay out of pocket, and it was less cheaper than what the other school was giving out. The other school had financial aid, but the tuition was very high. So I was like, I can't get in debt again, so I don't want to do tuition. I'm gonna just pay out of pocket. Okay, so aesthetic school is, especially when you're going for 6 months, it's very quick. Like they try to get you to do everything. They try to get you to know everything. It was tests, I think it was every week. Yeah, I think it was tests every week, but you know, it's 6 months. 6 months is not a long time. They try to get you to know this stuff in 6 months and learn all this stuff. And then the worst part is, so since I was going in February through March, and then that's when COVID had came. We wasn't going to school during, it was April and May, we didn't go to school. We just had to do the Zoom online classes, which was terrible because we didn't even get to we wasn't doing any hands-on before we left. We was still learning. When we had end up coming back to the school in June, we had to hurry up and get hands-on and learn how to do this and take a whole bunch of tests and stuff like that. So what did we do in aesthetic school? So at my school, we had learned how to do, of course, facials. That's the main thing because you're gonna learn about skincare. You need to know like diseases, type of technology. You need to know specific products, ingredients. It's a whole bunch of stuff that you have to learn in order to get your skin clear, and why is your skin acting like this and stuff like that. So but like for hands-on stuff that we did, facials, back facials, we also did waxing, we did lash perming, eyebrow lamination, eyebrow tinting, lash lifting, and we even had to pay for a course if we wanted to learn. This is not included in the school, but she had somebody come up to the school and come teach us if we wanted to learn this. So I also learned how to do dermaplaning. I also learned how to do lashing. Of course, lashing is not included in any aesthetic school, at least not out here, and I'm pretty sure lashes is not included in any school. They don't teach that. Of course, we had to pay to take that course. Chemical peels and also makeup, those are the main things that you do in aesthetic school. Usually for the school, you're gonna have, well, you might, I don't know about everybody else's school, but we had like evaluation for everything that we do, so we know how to do this and do that. You got to know how to do blood exposure. You got to know how to clean your hands. You got to know how to clean up your client whenever if an accident happens or something like that. Constantly wash your hands and constantly sanitizing it, constantly putting on gloves, constantly disinfecting, everything like that. Like You have to know how to do that because that's so important, especially in the corona time that we are in now. You have to know how to do that. So from my school, I know the other school doesn't do this. We had to pay like for like our kits and our books and stuff like that. We had the books that you have to use for the test. You have to know this stuff in order to get a good grade on the test. The other school didn't have these books. I don't know why. It's called My Lady Light. You need that book in order to pass your test and stuff like that. It's a good book. It'll help you a lot before you take your test. And so while we're in school, the teachers had always told us like we need to worry about the written test. Like it's multiple choice. I guess it's like 110 questions. You need to work on, you need to worry about the written test and not worry about the practical. The practical is where you have to, for us, we have to travel to another city in order to go take our test. This is a hands-on test. I guess like you usually, they usually read out what you want to do. You have to demonstrate it, but you also have to constantly show that you're sanitizing your hands. So you're going to get a mannequin and everything like that. And when you end up going, like, of course, your school or whoever is going to have you take a kit to your state board, most likely like you guys are going to practice for it in order, you know, to get you guys ready. Oh, and we also learned like different machines for that you can use for like facials and stuff like that. I will say like a lot of people go for just to do lashing because lashing is the big thing right now. You could either be a cosmetologist or esthetician to do lashes. If you just want to legally like have your own shop and stuff like that, like you have to have a license for that. You have to have either an esthetician license or a cosmetologist license. Cosmetologists, their main focus is just hair and makeup, but they learn how to do everything though. So you could do anything if you're a cosmetologist. We as estheticians, we cannot do everything. Usually when you graduate, you have 6 months to take your test. If you went to the school for 6 months, you had 6 months to take your test. I'm gonna end up taking my written test soon because I graduated already. They just give you a certificate and they end up giving you a temporary license at the end, so that way you can be able to work anywhere you want to. I also want to talk about like what we do on day-to-day basis. At the beginning, all we would do is just go over PowerPoints, read our book, and just take down notes and do book work and stuff like that. There's not really any homework because you're doing the book work in class, but you are going to have tests every week and you do need to study for those tests. 6 months is very fast. So once you take those few months of just doing book work and stuff like that, the teachers are going to start doing demos and then you're going to have to do it on your classmate and stuff like that. Towards like the end of the program or like the middle, you guys are going to now be working in the school spa and now you could take clients. They're going to teach you how to like set up everything and how to use tools. It used to be really stressful like getting ready to set up like your bed and then just choosing product and then looking at the stuff, because of course before anybody has like a facial and stuff like that, you need to know beforehand like any medications they're on or what they have, any type of disease, because you need to know that before picking out their product and stuff like that. If people have rosacea, people have acne, you're going to need products for specifically that stuff, and some of the stuff you won't be able to use because what if they're allergic to it? And you have to know certain ingredients too. Like they're allergic to something, look up that ingredient. You have to go deep into products so that way like you won't have any type of altercations with anybody or nothing bad would happen with their skin. And when you get to esthetician school and stuff like that, I know people are usually like I would never think that I wanted to do Brazilians and look at cooches and booty holes all day. Like I didn't want to do that at first, but now like since I have a job at a waxing place, I look at cooches and booty holes every day. Like you're gonna get over it. You're gonna be okay with it if you want to do waxing. Because waxing, you're just removing hair. And let's also talk about like the pay and stuff like that and how you're gonna get paid. So how I'm getting paid for the place that I work at, we have an hourly pay. You get paid by like how many services you do. You're also getting paid on a certain amount of products that you sell. And then you're also getting paid on how many add-on services you can get to a person. Like these are bonuses that you have to reach, and that's how you're going to get that extra money on your paycheck. Esthetician jobs are a sales job. Like you're gonna have to sell in order to get the highest checks and to get more money and stuff like that. Eventually, like jobs will train you how to do that. Some jobs they don't have an hourly rate, some do. So that's really like how you're gonna get paid too, depending on the place. I really wanted to work in like a medical center, and you could also work with plastic surgeons too. You could work with nurses, you could work in the medical field. It's just that it's a limit on what you can do. Estheticians do not do anything with needles or nothing like that. The nurses do that. We don't do nothing with needles, no scissors, no, at least down here. Maybe other states, but not down here. So I wanted to work in like the medical field, but usually the jobs down here, they want you to have experience before coming into the medical field. So I want to work in a plastic surgeon office because yeah, I need that discount. When you go to esthetician school, you definitely want to be open-minded. Like try everything. Like if you just want to do waxing and you don't want to do it, like you're gonna, if you do everything, you're gonna make the most money. You want to do just waxing, put facials in it too, but facial stuff is definitely more expensive than just getting like a waxing kit and stuff like that. But spend that bread so you can make all the bread back. You get what I'm saying? Like, and dermaplaning, I forgot about that. Dermaplaning is also for the medical people. If your spa is not medical or nothing like that, like, and they see your scalpel, which is the tool that you use to dermaplane, and they see your scalpel somewhere, like they could, I think they could either fine you or they could take away your license too. It's a lot of stuff that you don't want to risk of them taking your license. Like if you open up like a suite or something, you're doing the same stuff that we doing, even like for lashing. Like if you doing that stuff and you know it turns out like somebody reports you, or maybe inspectors may come to your shop or something and you don't have no license or nothing like that, you could get fined, and they are going to force you to go to school, or they just going to just shut everything down basically. And if you are licensed and they see just certain stuff that you're not supposed to be doing, that's only supposed to be in the medical spas or whatever, they can still find you and take your license away. But let's talk about like resumes and stuff like that and how to get a job. So when I had got my job, like literally like in the next hour, like I had got a call and they wanted to interview me. You just need like a whole esthetician resume and list everything that you did. I didn't even put any other jobs that I had on my application or anything like that. You just need to make just a strictly esthetician resume. And you also need to have a cover letter. A cover letter is definitely good to have, just thanking them and why you want the job, why do you think you want to be a good candidate and stuff like that. You definitely want to list everything that you did in esthetician school so they know what you can do. And also just tips just in general, you definitely want to be confident and know what you're talking about when you're at a job and when you're just talking to people about products and stuff like that. Like if you know what you're talking about, like people are going to listen to you and they are going to buy the product to in order to help them, because at the end of the day they came to you to help their skin out or whatever that you're doing. Even when going to school, like just go to school, do you. I know like it's a class full of girls and stuff like that. A lot of you guys are not used to it. I know I wasn't used to it, and of course like it might be drama, but just go to school, focus on you, focus on what you want to learn, focus on trying to get a good grade and passing your state boards and stuff like that, and do you. Have fun and learn, because when you learn stuff in school, like you guys are going to work on each other first before you work on a real client. Real clients wasn't that bad to me. I was very comfortable with talking to people. Just make sure like you make your person feel confident, talk to them, like that's how they gonna come back. Like I love talking to people and I love just making them feel comfortable in general, because guess what, they gonna come back. They had a good experience with me, that I'm fun to talk to, like they're gonna come back either way you go. So, and also every couple of years you're gonna have to renew your license, of course. And then just make sure, even if you guys are going to like spas and stuff like that, or say going to get your lashes done or going to get your eyebrows done, just watch for people who are licensed and watch for people who are not licensed. Like a lot of people today are not licensed, as in they don't know the same stuff that we as estheticians know. A lot of times they don't know what they're doing. They don't know the proper disinfecting and stuff like that. So just make sure you watch for that. Go to somebody who's licensed and knows certain stuff. Like a lot of people host classes and they're not even licensed. Go to a class where they're licensed and they help you and they know like disinfecting and proper cleaning and proper hand washing and stuff like that. Go to somebody who's educated, okay? Trust and believe somebody in your class is going to ask like, well, do estheticians do this? And most of the time, like, it's not in our scope to do certain things. Like a lot of people today, they do teeth whitening and tooth gems and stuff like that. That is not in an esthetician scope. That is in, you have to be a dental hygienist in order to do teeth whitening and do putting gems on people's teeth. We don't do nothing that has to do with the mouth. If you open up your own shop and you're offering teeth whitening, you're doing something that you're not supposed to do, which is going to risk getting your license taken away or you being fined. Don't do anything that's going to risk of the people of taking your license away and stuff like that. You guys always want to do your research before just taking a class and jumping into something. Just make sure you do your research first. And also before even going to school and stuff like that, just make sure you do your research on the school too before attending. And I think I most likely covered everything and try to give at least good advice and stuff like that. Be confident, do what you do, practice every day. You really want this, then practice every day. Esthetician school is fun, you're gonna love it, and it's gonna be worth it. It's definitely gonna be worth it. If it's something that you want to do, it's gonna be worth it. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys again, and bye.